see us here.
Louisiana Beer Reviews, here we are in Louisiana this time. Australia maybe one day. And I'm being joined by Swillin Grog.
Oh, we might just cut it and we'll just get the sound.
And we're reviewing later perhaps, but right now Natural Light. Been on the market 41 years.
41 years.
This is 1977. It was the original light beer for Anheuser-Busch. 5 years before Budweiser Light hit the market. It's now sold as sort of a budget beer, but from 1977 for about 5-6 years it was sold as the premium Anheuser-Busch beer. And the reason they called it Natural Light is because there was a scandal that broke out in the 70s with coming to find out these other companies were using all sorts of nasty little chemicals in their beer. And so Anheuser-Busch says, we're not like those other guys. We're using water, cereal grains, hops, yeast, barley. Cereal grains meaning, corn syrup.
They use corn and rice or just corn?
Natural Light might use a combination. I think if you look on the website, they're careful with their words. They say corn and more rice.
The cereal grains tends to indicate that it could be both.
Or a combination or one or the other. They have it configured where it doesn't change the flavor too much. Either way. So what's the ABV of the 4.2% alcohol. The date on here is best by September 30th. So we have a fresh one.
Fresh, that's good to see.
This one's coming from Houston, Texas. Anytime you see that H, that's Houston.
Oh, okay.
Up toward that brewery.
So I saw that they had on my way here to Louisiana, I saw that they had a facility in Newark. How many facilities do they have across the country?
I believe 12 breweries.
12? That's interesting.
They have them stationed around geographically so they can send out fresh beer all around.
Yeah, and obviously Houston would be the closest one to
this guy. So
to
most
this
of what
area.
we're getting is coming from Houston, which is from here to Houston be about 7-hour drive. Maybe less depending on traffic conditions. So you've had this before, right?
Yes, I tried a couple of these last night, but I'm not going to say what I thought, of course.
But before you got here, you never had it.
Before I got here, never had it, never seen it, although I've been to the US twice. First time I've encountered it here in Louisiana.
And we get it in bottles and cans here. Don't know about draft, but bottles and cans, yes.
All right, well, let's talk about the appearance. Very clear. Straw, appearance. Reasonably effervescent. Bright white head, although mine's dissipated quite quickly.
Soapy. Spongy, I meant to say that.
Spongy?
Nice lacing.
Yeah.
So, oh, you got the wrong beer.
Natural Light. Yeah.
Okay,
and,
so
the aroma.
it's semi-sweet.
Yeah, there's definitely a sweetness there.
Spilling it.
No.
A napkin over there?
Napkin. Yeah, they do. Straight ahead. Or are they forks? No?
The man distracted me and here it comes.
I think your camera's normal.
No, it's working.
Sorry about
That's still recording.
Sorry about the little mishap, folks. We had a little
The mic's on, isn't it?
spillage.
Yeah, okay.
So, not the way you want to drink it, spilling it, but oh well.
These things happen, folks. All right, the taste.
More than you'd want them to, actually. I just don't post them all. Boy, we were out in the heat and the humidity on a nature trail in a national park. So we needed this.
Yeah.
First beer of the day, and it's late in the afternoon,
Yeah, no, it's going down smooth, yeah. Very crisp, clean, and refreshing. It's definitely got all those qualities you're looking for in this style of beer.
I'm not a huge light beer drinker, but
me either, but obviously, like you, I'm in the business of reviewing beer. or the hobby of reviewing beer, I should say. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to, of course, try these styles. And I don't know, for its style, I'm liking it.
It's one of the top 10 selling beers in the United States. If I was looking to drink a light beer, and in most cases I would not be, but let's assume that I was, this would be one I'd reach for.
Yeah.
I can get a 30 pack for about $17.
That's amazing value. Yeah.
And what would be some of the beers in your country, Australia, that would be comparable to this as far as body, flavor, ABV?
That's a good question. I think some people would probably say beers like Pure Blonde. It'd probably be the most popular in, we wouldn't call it a light beer, but it's a low carb beer. See, a light beer in Australia is only about like between 2 and 3%.
Would be rated light
Yeah.
at 4.2.
But yeah, like you got things like Pure Blonde, where it's low carb and it's about around that low 4s. I think there's a version of it that's 3.5 and a version of it that's a little bit higher, somewhere between 4 and 5. But it's comparable like to that. But I'm not particularly a fan of that beer. A lot of times I've drunk it and it's just tasted like soda water. This at least has a beer flavour. Although it's very light, it's still got an actual beer flavour to
I
it.
think the calories are 95 calories in a 12-ounce bottle. This is a 12-ounce. This is a 16-ounce. You get a little bit more. Still low calorie.
Yeah.
95.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be one I'd reach for. I have a friend, you've seen him with the big beard, David Grog. He says if he's drinking light beer, and occasionally he will, it's one of his favorites. He says it's just so smooth and crisp.
It really is. Like, I mean, as far as the flavour goes, it's there. It's got some flavour, and yeah, there's nothing offensive about it. Yeah, I mean, on a day such as today, it's really an ideal brew to crack open.
Dead heat of the summer.
Oh yeah, and the summer here, folks, is very comparable to the summer in Australia, I must say.
Sweltering heat.
Yeah, sweltering heat.
I noticed a little hot tingle at the end.
Yeah, there is some hot presence there, yeah, that lingers in the palate, yeah.
Not that you would call it a hoppy beer,
No.
but it has enough to balance any sweetness that is coming into play.
Yeah.
So, how would you score it?
Well, I think I need to have one last gulp, as I
The
do.
most important part of the review, folks,
Yeah.
the taste test. Again.
Well, I think all in all, it's a reasonably good brew, and it's hard to beat in terms of price point. In particular, that's just sensational value, and there's nothing offensive about it flavor-wise. It's drinkable, quaffable. Yeah, it really satisfies. So, in terms of the style, I think it rates really highly. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10.
A 90. Yeah, I think I'm right along that line there. A minus, the lower end of excellent, but something that you can see why the loyalists that drink it are always satisfied. I know people that come to the store every day to buy that stuff, and they just they're stand by. They don't deviate. If they're drinking beer, it's that.
They just go straight for the case of natural
Then you got your
light.
Miller Lite people, you've got your Busch Light people, and so on. And, we probably won't have the chance, but I'd be curious to see what your opinion would be about Busch Light. Probably wouldn't be too different. They're very similar, made from the same company, by the same company. So, all right, A minus. So, you know what I'm going to say when I close out.
I'll say my famous line. Until next time, fare thee well, all.
They say they won't talk relate. Y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana. Go on that nature trail. Watch out when the snake passes in front of you, or the squirrels.
Squirrels run
Yeah.
between your legs. The first one ran between my legs and said, come on, I thought it was going to run up my leg. Just stood there looking at me.
They were in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, they were.
Thank you, folks.